Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my series talking about spiral dynamics. In the last video I covered beige. Here we'll be talking about purple, the next level up. But before we begin, there is one key pattern to this entire model which I don't think I mentioned in the last video. That is, as you evolve your way up the levels, the pendulum swings alternating between individual motivation and collective motivation. So, level 1, beige, individual. Level 2, purple, collective. Level 3, red, individual. Level 4, blue, collective. Level 5, orange, individual. Level 6, green, collective. Level 7, yellow, individual. Level 8, turquoise, collective. So basically what this means is that if you're at a level where you feel individualistic, then the next level you rise up to, you'll feel like you're more part of a collective. And if you feel like you're part of a collective at your current level, then the next level you rise up to, you'll feel more individualistic. So now that we've got that out the way, on to purple. This is where collectivism begins, right at the point where our brains and bodies evolve into Homo sapiens. This is where, historically, we as humans made our first mark on working together to build a small community as part of a tribe. For as before in beige, you were just operating on basic animal instincts, looking out for your own survival. Now at purple, you develop a basic sense of identity, one which is deeply rooted in family, nature, and your local tribe. At this level, thinking is not very advanced, but you become more spiritually in tune with nature and how to navigate your environment, and you respect and you also protect your sacred way of life, which is handed down to you and enforced by your tribe. At purple, everything that happens around you, the sun shining, the rain falling, the wind blowing, the volcano erupting, all are believed to be governed by the will of a spirit or a deity that you must not upset or disappoint, but you must please by performing certain rituals like dancing, singing, chanting, or playing the bongos, or whatever. And also, this superstitious thinking is problematic and can make things messy if not treated and handled properly. The element of spirituality present within a tribal community is very good for one's own maturity and well-being and wisdom. They also have a very tight sense of community because a tribe is so small, everyone is very close to each other, and it's all one massive family. Basically, this is where we get the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child." Everyone in the village knows each other very well, their name, their role within the tribe, their strengths and weaknesses. They all know each other so well to the point where individual privacy is completely non-existent. You always have people by your side at all times, whether it be going about your daily tasks or to a festival or whatever. And because logic and reason and science-based methods have not yet come online yet for the human psyche, basic down-to-earth problems like gathering food, setting up shelter, finding the right material to make clothing, watching out for predators in the woods while you're taking a number 2, are all dealt with through trial and error, and knowledge is handed down generation to generation on what to do and what not to do. And the reason it needs to be done this way is because nature is very dangerous at this point in evolution. There are no vaccines for viruses or diseases, so life is very precarious. Anything could come along and kill you at any moment. Poisonous plants, mushrooms, and so forth. Some examples of the purple mindset in action would be tribal warfare, polytheistic rituals like Shintoism, Tibetan Buddhism, the Aborigines in Australia, the Maori tribes in New Zealand, witch doctors and medicine men, Native Americans, Amazon tribes, voodoo, witchcraft, animal or human sacrifice to appease the gods, sun worship, cannibalizing your enemies, chanting and drum music, yoga, and acupuncture. And as an example of tribal behavior, people who support their local, regional sports teams. That one is pretty self-explanatory. And kids in preschool. This is basically a modern equivalent to a sense of community you get in a tribe when small kids learn to socialize at a really basic level when they evolve up from beige. And the last example I will give you is North Sentinel Island. They are an indigenous tribe that has remained untouched by modern civilization. They are super aggressive towards anyone who dare to set foot on their island. Very interesting, that example, North Sentinel Island. And I encourage you to look them up. Now, there are some downsides to purple, some serious downsides. I will just name some of them. The first one being no respect for individuality or anyone's own original ideas or personal goals that have nothing to do with the tribe. They see this as a danger to the tribe and as something that will upset the natural order of things by displeasing the gods. Therefore, it is something that would definitely get you killed. They hate it when you display any kind of behavior that is not self-sacrificing on behalf of the tribe. Another downside is not willing to let go of magical, superstitious thinking when it's necessary to do so, because they are so stuck in tradition. I'm saying that the superstition is so extreme that if one of these people saw their own reflection in the mirror and the mirror broke, that would conclude that a law of the spirits has been violated, and they would freak out over it. And the biggest one being tribal warfare. Different tribes around the world, even tribes in the same region of the world, like Africa or India for example, have different customs and traditions and ways of doing things that are unique to the circumstances that they face. But different tribes only see each other as their enemies. They fight and ethnically cleanse each other, whether that be for competing over land and resources, or simply because they can't embrace each other's differences in living life. You will also run into the problem that every tribe has their own dialect of language that differs from every other tribe around them, and it's hard to form a cohesive, large society when all these linguistic barriers are in place. Thank you all so much for watching. Please hang in there for part 3, where I will be talking about Stage Red.